Before we begin, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and turn on notifications. Here, we investigate real, documented cases that never received an official explanation. What you are about to hear happened on a quiet road in Texas, and it left permanent marks on those who witnessed it. It was the night of December 29, 1980. A rural highway in eastern Texas stretched through dense forest, completely dark and nearly empty. Betty Cash was driving calmly, accompanied by her friend Vicki Landrum and Vicki's young grandson. It was an ordinary trip, the kind of drive taken thousands of times before, with nothing unusual in the air, no warning signs, no sense that history was about to intervene. Without warning, the sky ahead erupted in an intense, blinding light. Suspended above the road was a massive object shaped like a diamond, engulfed in bright orange flames. It hovered at low altitude, so close that the treetops were illuminated beneath it. There was no sound of engines, no rotors, no jet noise, only a crushing heat that pressed down on the car and made the air feel heavy, unstable, and almost electric, as if the environment itself had changed. As they approached, the vehicle began to malfunction. The dashboard lights flickered, the engine struggled, and the sense of danger became overwhelming. Acting on instinct, Betty stopped the car and stepped outside. The moment she did, she felt an intense burning sensation across her skin. The heat was unbearable, like standing too close to an open furnace. The object expelled fire from its underside as if it were damaged or fighting to stay airborne. There were no visible wings, no markings, and no propulsion system matching any known aircraft. Then, the situation escalated in a way that would define the case forever. From the distance came the unmistakable sound of helicopters. One by one, dozens of military helicopters appeared in the sky, flying in tight, deliberate formation. They did not attack the object, they did not attempt to land. Instead, they surrounded it, maintaining position as if following strict orders. To the witnesses, it did not look like a rescue operation. It looked like containment, controlled and deliberate. For several tense minutes, the road remained frozen in that moment. The object continued to burn and hover while the helicopters circled. Then, slowly and deliberately, the flaming craft began to rise. The helicopters followed as it ascended, escorting it into the darkness until both the object and the aircraft vanished completely. When everything was gone, the road returned to silence, leaving behind only shock, fear, and the realization that something extraordinary had just occurred. Within hours, the physical consequences began. Severe nausea, vomiting, painful burns forming on the skin, hair starting to fall out. Betty Cash's condition worsened rapidly, far beyond what stress or fear could explain. She was hospitalized multiple times over the following weeks. Medical professionals documented injuries consistent with radiation exposure, including skin damage and systemic symptoms. These were not psychological reactions, they were physical effects recorded in medical records, some of which would affect her health for the rest of her life. Seeking answers, the witnesses contacted authorities. If military helicopters had been involved, someone had authorized them. But the response was immediate denial. No military operation was acknowledged, no training exercise reported, no flight logs released. Officially, no aircraft had been in the area that night. The silence from officials only deepened the mystery and intensified suspicion among investigators, journalists, and independent researchers. With no explanation and mounting medical bills, the victims filed a lawsuit against the United States government, alleging military involvement and negligence. The case moved forward through the courts, drawing public attention and national media coverage. However, it was ultimately dismissed for a deeply unsettling reason. There was no official documentation proving the helicopters existed. Too many to be imaginary, yet completely absent from every record that mattered. Years passed, then decades. Investigators, journalists, and UFO researchers revisited the case again and again, comparing testimonies, medical files, radar data claims, and timelines. No explanation was ever offered. The object was never identified. The escort was never claimed. What remains are consistent testimonies, documented medical evidence, and a sequence of events that refuses to break under scrutiny even after more than 40 years. If it was not known technology, why was the military present? If it was secret, why were civilians left exposed? And if nothing happened at all, why do the records of physical injury still exist? The Cash-Landrum Incident stands as one of the rare UFO cases where the mystery left more than witnesses. It left lasting scars, physical suffering, and unanswered questions that continue to echo decades later. And if you believe some truths were never meant to surface, leave your like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Here, we continue investigating what was seen and never explained.